They come when the stories no longer make sense, when the world says, move on. But the heart whispers, you're missing something. Some find me through grief, some through guilt, some through a question they can't answer. I don't summon them. They arrive when it's time. And I offer only one thing, a story. Because stories are how we remember who we are, and sometimes they reveal what we're still hiding. That night, a young man came in, eyes sharp, voice tired, holding a heart full of betrayal like it was a trophy. He asked me why I wear a mask, but he would soon ask a better question. What if the villain I've been running from has my face? He stepped inside like someone crossing into a dream. Half sure it wasn't real, but more afraid it might be. The library stretched endlessly before him. Shelves that curved like memory. Books that pulsed faintly with forgotten stories. He glanced around, then asked, "What is this place?" I didn't answer with facts, only silence. Some truths reveal themselves more honestly that way. So he spoke again. "I didn't come looking for you. I just needed to get away." His hands shook slightly, as if they'd been clenched for too long. Everything keeps falling apart. My relationships, my work. Every time I try to help someone, I lose a part of myself. He laughed. Quiet, bitter. Maybe I just trust the wrong people. Maybe I was built to be used. He dropped into the velvet chair beside the fire, like someone who had stopped running, not because they'd reached peace, but because they had nowhere else to go. "I guess I just need to stop trusting scorpions," he muttered. That's when I opened the book. A scorpion stood at the edge of a river, its claws twitching with urgency, its eyes fixed on survival. It spotted a frog by the water's edge, calm, still, capable. "Carry me," the scorpion said. "I need to get across." The frog blinked. "You'll sting me." "If I do, we both drown," said the scorpion. "It wouldn't make sense." The frog hesitated, but chose logic over instinct. They began to drift, the frog paddling slowly, the scorpion clinging lightly. The water was gentle, the silence thick. Then, halfway across, the sting, a surge of pain, a gasp, a betrayal that felt both sudden and inevitable. "Why?" the frog cried, and the scorpion, with no anger, no remorse, only honesty, said, "I couldn't help it. It's in my nature." They sank, not in chaos, but in quiet tragedy. Two truths that should never have touched. When the final word fell, he nodded, proud, almost relieved. "That's me," he said. "I keep trusting scorpions." His tone suggested victory, like he'd solved a long puzzle. But I let silence stretch, until he faced the question hidden in the quiet. "What if you're not the frog?" I asked. "What if you're the scorpion?" He flinched, truth striking closer than his old hurts. "No," he said defensively. "I'm the one who gets hurt. They lie, they leave, they break things." He paused, doubt creeping in. "I just try to help." How many times did someone try to connect, and you cut them off first? How many chances did you burn to prove you were right? He stared at his hands, seeing claws, not wounds. I thought I was the one who kept getting hurt. "You are," I whispered. But sometimes, pain doesn't turn us into victims. Sometimes, into what we feared. He exhaled. His fingers loosened. He remained still, not paralyzed, but unraveling, a seed of honesty sprouting in the quiet. I didn't want to hurt anyone, he finally said. I just didn't want to be left behind again. His voice cracked that final word again. That's why most stings aren't acts of cruelty, I said. They're born from fear. He looked at me, eyes searching. And your mask? He asked. I returned the book to the shelf. I wear it for the same reason you wear defenses, I said. To protect the part of me that still believes in people. To reflect what sometimes can't speak. He exhaled, slow and full. No more words to hide behind. He left without the book. No triumphant stride, just a changed presence. He carried the sting in his palm, but in his eyes, something shifted. He had seen himself clearly, not the facade he polished, but the scars he stabilized with smiles. Once you see your own sting, you can't unknow it. But awareness doesn't just bruise, it heals. He would not be the same again. Something had been shattered and remade. The scorpion still lived in him, but so did choice. And when you can choose, you can always change. Some truths don't heal, they haunt. But once they find you, you will never live the same way again.